what's up, chat? How y'all feeling, man? This is a Q&A. Grandma's about to come back here right now. We're about to do the next 50 questions on those cards. Remember that? All right, let's do it. First things first, Grandma. Question number 1. See how it kicks off. Were you a member of any groups or clubs?
Only in high school.
You're in the NRA, yeah?
NRA.
Yeah, the National Rifle Association.
I am. Maybe in my later years, but not. I mean, we're talking in the very beginning, like in my 20s and 30s.
Oh, okay. So, what would you say again? What was your answer?
In high school, I was in clubs, but no clubs after. No.
You golfed a little bit.
It was in my later years when I was about 60.
My bad.
No, excuse me, about 50. That's more that next group.
My bad. Next question. What did you do for fun? Gamble?
Party.
At the party?
Oh, party, dance. Me and the gals would go out and have a few drinks and dance with anybody who had legs.
There we go. How easy was it to get free drinks when you went out?
Not at all.
Not hard at all?
Y'all saw the picture. Not at all.
Did you maintain or begin any hobbies? Can y'all hear us?
No.
I find that hard to believe. You didn't have any hobbies, things you like to do?
We're talking middle years, like 20s and 30s.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to get to know you, that's all. How did you spend your free time outside of work? That's a good question.
Parties. I'm sorry, parties. I partied my ass off as much as I could. No, I was out with the girlfriends and all like that, you know.
Having a good time.
Yeah, we'd go to like places like not so much carnivals, but amusement parks, things and all like that. We did that kind of stuff.
That's how you spend time with your friends. I love carnivals. We should go to a carnival. Do a vlog.
I don't know what to see.
I could win you a goldfish.
Like I haven't had a goldfish. I've enough with my goldfish and gerbils and all that shit. I don't want
We
to
can get a lizard.
Oh, no, we can't.
Why not?
Because we are not getting no lizard. I don't like reptiles.
You know Buzz has a lizard.
Well, Buzz better not bring lizard is all I got to tell you.
His name's Snarf. He's adorable.
I don't care, snarf, snuff. I don't give a rat's ass. He better not bring that lizard here.
I think
Well,
Harley
yeah,
would
you
eat
can, because they're going to be in a hotel. No.
him. Who are your best friends during this time of your life?
One of my high school buddies and some of the people I worked with and partied with.
What was your drink of choice at these parties?
Screwdriver,
Orange juice and vodka.
pretty much.
Now, were you the type to be like, I can barely taste the alcohol in this, or did you just go with the
No,
flow?
I could taste the alcohol because I did not care for the taste of alcohol. So if I didn't want it, if they made it strong, so if they made it mild, it was okay with me. So maybe 1 or 2 screwdrivers. That's it. I was a cheap date.
This
My
is a good
tolerance
choice.
for alcohol was not good.
I feel that. What are some of your proudest professional accomplishments?
I was a good partier. I like to party. No, proudest, okay. I like my job. I worked in the personnel office at the University of Maryland, and I was very good at that job. Very good at that job.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. What did you do in your professional career? What did you do right there? And I think this.
Well,
Go
after I
ahead.
got out of there, I went into being a hairdresser. So I was a good hairdresser, and my biggest deal with that was I had a whole wedding party. Because back in the day, it was the hop do's and all the big barrel curls and all that mess. And I was good at that. So I ended up getting booked for a whole wedding party from the bride, the bridesmaids, the mother and the mother of the man and the mother of the girl, right on down to the flower girl.
Did you have? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I started at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Had to do every one of them
Right.
their hair. That was a pretty big deal back in the day to do a complete wedding party.
So you had like different size barrels in the saloon in order to achieve like, depending on.
Different sized barrels,
You said barrel curls. I wasn't. I didn't know what that meant.
round curls.
So, right. I'm asking like, was it like sizes? Like, would they like come in and like point at a barrel like I want that size? And
No, I knew what size. They were just basic, about the size of a toilet paper roller,
yeah.
about that size.
What are you fitting in that barrel?
It's hair. It's hair. It's a hairdo. You pull their hair up, and then you take it, you roll it and tap it. You roll it and tap it. You roll it and tap it. It's all a cluster of curls,
Okay.
barrel-sized curls.
Nice. Snail.
I don't know about your snail. I think you've got snailed. Anyway,
Ooh, this is a rough one right here. Did you lose any family members during this time?
yeah. My half-sister, the one that practically raised me, the
Your
one
favorite
that,
one?
the favorite one, Hazel, the one that that I throw her skirt back on the junk pile and cut my hand off and almost off and everything. I lost her when I was 21.
The one who gave you the nickname, Daisy.
The one that gave me the nickname Daisy. And she was the godmother of my son.
William Curler, thank you for the prime. Pink Crab, thank you for the prime. Ethan, thank you for the 4 months, bro. Appreciate it. W's in the chat.
She taught me how to be a mother, because I didn't know anything. I was the dumbest 21-year-old you ever saw.
I think we're all a little dumb at 21.
Oh no, I was beyond dumb. Oh God.
I don't know what this means, but how did it feel to become an empty nester?
Empty nesters, when you're boy, they're jumping way ahead. I thought I was starting in my 20s and 30s. Empty nesters, when your children grow up and move out of the.
So I think this one's about the adult life.
I think you got the two.
Well,
mixed up.
no, Grandma, listen. This one's about the adult life and on. The last one's kind of like reflecting on your whole life. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, like, so that's why I like professional career, that's real estate.
Well, then
Stuff like
after hairdressing, I became a realtor.
Yeah. So,
I didn't get to be an empty nester long because they'd leave by the time one left. The one that left before was coming back. Every one of them left, and every one of them came back at least once. So I really never got a chance to be an empty nester for long. It was a matter of weeks or months. It wasn't, Plus, I liked it when they came back. I missed them.
speaking on that, what was now you got to find one for each. What is your proudest moments for each of your children?
The proudest moment for my son would be the relationship we had and the way he did things in sports. And he was always full of fun. And he was very smart. I remember when he was in the 4th grade, they were giving out some kind of test to kids. It was a nationwide thing. They were giving out tests to kids in the 4th grade. And they sent me a letter, and plus they called me into school to tell me that his score was so high that he had scored in the top 11% nationwide. I really didn't know what that meant back then. But I know it meant he was smart as hell. He was smart. And that was a proud moment. But there wasn't much that he didn't do that did make me proud, because he He was always good natured. I mean, he wasn't perfect, but he was perfect for me. We always had a pretty good time. He was kind of a bit of a protector, kind of like somebody else I know. And his sports and everything, he was very good in baseball, but he was really good in football. Won a lot of trophies.
What about? Yeah.
Oh, Donna. Donna was very good. Donna was she became a Capitol Hill police officer, and she was that for about 2 or 3 years. And then she decided she wanted to stop that. She went back to school and she became a nurse. So now she's an RN. I'm proud of her for that. And then we got the one that I should have bought a Rottweiler. That was Maria. Maria was very smart in school. She wasn't street smart, but she was book smart. And she did a lot of good accomplishments. She played the violin, and she was involved in a lot of school activities, like not Palms, but what's the other one? Yeah, it was Palms. It wasn't. It wasn't the girls. It wasn't cheerleaders. She was in the Palms, and she was very good. She was also good in lacrosse. So she was good in some sports too.
Nice. Nice. And you know the kids that they all had. They had really beautiful kids.
Oh, the children? Oh, well, Jimmy, his father. Jesse was the apple of his eye.
W bits.
When he told me that he got married, when he told me that he was gonna, it was a boy, he was gonna name it Jesse James Cheney, I thought. All the agents at the office, I was not a happy camper. Because I said, can you imagine how many police officers are going to stop and give that boy a ticket just to say he gave Jesse James a ticket? I said, he won't even have a last name. It'll be Jesse James. And so the agents at the office teased the hell out of me about it. But then I couldn't think of his name any better. He is definitely a Jesse James. His grandfather and his dad's name, Jesse James. And then his last name. And then he had, 6 years later, he had... it was his second marriage. He had triplets. That was funny as shit. He had the doctors in the operating room in stitches because he told the doctor, said, "Please don't go back in again." And she had a C-section. "Please don't go back in again." Doctor says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Every time you go in, you pull one out." But he said that was the last time that he was going to go to a wedding and a reception and get drunk and have sex more than once in one night.
All right.
That was his standing joke with everybody, and everybody thought. And then Donna had an awesome daughter. She's a walking brain. I mean, all Jimmy's kids has got great jobs. And now here Donna's daughter, she's graduated and she's got a great job. And then there's Maria. Hers is only 14, so, and he's doing great. He's doing great in baseball. And he's still got a lot to do yet, but he's doing great. He's doing great in baseball, as good as a pitcher. So he's only 14. He's got a lot to do yet before he gets too much out there.
Nice. What was your favorite story from your kids? Oh, wait. What's your favorite story from when your kids were teenagers?
My favorite story. Oh, Lord.
Or just a good one, maybe.
When you say story, you mean something that they did?
Yeah.
Oh, good. I don't know if I can repeat your father's. Oh, Lord. Well, Jesse's dad was quite promiscuous.
All right. We don't have to. All right. That can't be your favorite here.
No, he was just great in sports and everything, and just he held he played Iron Man football, and I didn't know what that was until somebody in the thing told me. Said it was when you can play offense and defense. And when the championship came, when they took halftime or when they switched sides, he was the only one on the field left standing in the middle of the field and everybody applauds. And I didn't know why he was still standing on the field. And everybody, even from the other team, all stood up and was applauding. And then somebody on the thing says, your son plays Iron Man football. I said, okay, what is that? That's when you can play offense and defense. So that's quite a accomplishment. I said, oh, okay. So that's one. And then with Donna, like I said, she became a nurse. And she did very well.
Well, I mean, the best memories when they were teenagers.
Oh, teenagers. Well, that's one for your dad.
Right.
He was a teenager. He
Right.
was 17.
Right.
And with Donna, she got on the school chorus and was very good. She did a solo. And
Did she?
yeah, she's a great
Might have
student.
asked her to bust something down at Thanksgiving.
Don't do that. She won't tell you. But anyway, she was she did some singing and everything on the school thing. And Maria, let's see, she was a good she was a violinist. She did very good on the violin in school.
Nice. What are some of your most memorable family vacations with the children?
Italy. Jim was 17. So 16. Jim was 16, 15, 16, and Donna was 6 years younger than him, and Maria was only a year old. And we all flew to, my ex-husband, we all flew to Italy. And we spent about 7 weeks over there. And we went to the beaches, and his dad snorkeled, and we visited cathedrals all over the place. Boy, because some of those Italian churches over there going towards farther into Italy, it's like they got gargoyles on the tops of their churches, and that's supposed to scare away the evil spirits. It sure did scare me away, and I'm not even Catholic.
Did you ever eat a horse sandwich when you were over there?
No, I did not. But there was a duck outside of a butcher shop.
Oh, and you killed the duck and ate it?
You're going to let me tell this, or you're going to jump in there.
I'm just excited to be a part.
It wasn't. This duck, they had it hanging by its neck, and by the end of the week, its neck went from this to this. I don't know who in the hell would have bought that duck, but every time you went past the butcher shop, the duck's neck was longer than the day before.
So does that mean like, is it
A
kind of
crazy place over there.
is it like how a banana ripens, where it's like it goes from green to yellow? Is that what they were waiting
No.
for? I've never.
They were probably trying to sell it, I guess, and nobody was taking. But anyway, we went all over Italy, and we went to Paris, France, and just went all through the places there. Went to see the grotto, and that's where Saint Bernadette was supposed to see the Virgin Mary. So that was a nice trip. It was over there for 7 weeks, and all three of the kids got to go.
That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. I hope I get to go to Italy one day.
You ain't missed a thing.
What were holidays like when your kids were young?
I tried to make the holidays pretty good. Back when they were young, I used to, have a big thing for Thanksgiving dinner. You remember that?
Yeah.
Big Thanksgiving dinner. There's always at least 10 to 15 people at my table. Sit down. There for a while, I had to have 2 tables. But I got this big, extra big table now, so. And then Christmas was always a good time. I always tried to make it really, really nice to have everybody happy.
Yeah.
I used to have, for years, I had Christmas Eve parties. For I guess about close to 15 years, I'd have Christmas Eve parties. And
You guys ever like to go crazy at these parties?
I was already crazy. I didn't have to go anytime. No.
Or
You
just that?
know I never did that.
I'm asking the questions they want to know. That's all.
They're asking that.
Just
No. No.
my bad.
They might have had beer or wine, but they didn't have no. The hell you been telling me to do my nose? I just had my first a few weeks ago.
Your first bump?
That thing I took a puff of.
Oh, the hit of weed.
I won't forget that.
Here's a good one. How did you decide your children's names?
Well, Kim was named. I just like the name James Allen Cheney. I just like the name. And Donna, I mean my ex-husband, I think he named Donna. I was going to name her Nicole, but he somehow liked that name Donna, and I thought, I got a feeling that was maybe after his first girlfriend or something. Because
Right.
he was really stuck on that name Donna.
Right.
I let it go. So Lynn went with it. So Donna Lynn. And then Maria, she's from the Italian husband. And I wanted to name her Diana Marie, but there was her name is Diana Marie, but I wanted to name her Nicole Marie. But my ex-husband, there was a guy down at the Moose Lodge, his name was Nick, and he always flirted around with me. I can't help it, but he always did. So when I said I wanted to name her Nicole, he thought I was doing it because of Nick. Stupid ass. So I had to make it Diana Marie Anzuli.
I love that. That's a good name right there, baby. Tell me about the day your first child was born.
Oh, wow. Well, that was Jesse's dad, Jimmy. He was born on a Saturday, the day before Mother's Day that year. Yep. In fact, I was a dumb. He was born the day before Mother's Day, and it's so funny. I was so dumb. I didn't realize when you had a baby that after you had the baby, this got big.
What got big?
Your boobs
Why?
filled up with milk
For what?
for the baby to eat. But ain't no way I was going to breastfeed because I was too ticklish. I couldn't handle it. But anyway, I didn't know, but they had gave me a needle because they had asked me was I going to breastfeed, and I said no. But they had already gave me a needle, and the next day after his birth, I went whoop, and I went, oh man.
Better than surgery.
Oh, well, it was only like that for a matter of a day or two, and then went back down to what I was. But I thought, Dolly Parton, eat your heart out.
Like a balloon?
Pretty much.
Really?
But it all went away as soon as the needle took effect. But then when it come time to circumcise him, they asked me, I said, yes, I want him circumcised. And he said, and I said, but I'm going to tell you right now, don't just pick anybody. I remember telling him, make sure you pick a doctor that's experienced, because I don't want no mistakes made down there. I was stupid. I was young. I was 21 years old, going on 15.
I heard they let the parents do it themselves sometimes.
No, they do not.
Through the grapevine.
Well, that was a hell of a grapevine. Parents don't do that. Now, as far as the Jewish religion, they have, I forget what they call it, something, and they have a man that experienced does this. There's a ceremony among the family, and I don't know, the child's maybe about 3 weeks old, 4 weeks old, something like that, and I forget what they call it, but it's a certain name for that time, and they have someone that knows what they're doing come in
To the synagogue?
circumcise. No, it's not the name of the church. It's a procedure.
Yeah, do they do it in the
Meeting.
synagogue?
No, they do it in a home,
Oh.
in the person's home, and they invite family, whatever. It's a big to do, and this man that does this for a living comes in, does the circumcision when the baby's very young, like about just a couple of weeks old, and they do it. Now, the Jewish religion normally does that. Now, I don't know if they do it more in the church now, more in the hospital now, but that's what they Used to do, and still, I'm sure sometimes still do.
Do they have to sign an insurance policy for that?
Move on.
Okay. What was it like when you found out you were going to have your first baby?
Oh, that was a real treat. Showing you how dumb I was. Like I said, I was 21 when I had you. I went to the doctors, and there was this doctor was older than dirt, but he was the local doctor in that area. And I went to him, and I remember laying there on the bed, and I said, he was doing his feeling all like that and everything. And I said, I think I'm infected. I'll never forget this. I said, I don't know. I said, I think I'm infected. I have an infection. I said, I think I'm infected. He said, oh, you're infected all right. I'll never forget that. You're infected all right. And I looked up at him and told me I was pregnant. I was scared to death because I don't handle pain well. And I knew pregnancy meant pain down the road. So I was happy, but I was nervous as hell. Stupid. Oh, you're infected, all right. Can't believe how stupid I was back then. Oh, God. I don't know how I've made it through life.
What was one of your most difficult parts of your marriage at that time?
My ex-husband's mother pretty much broke us up. He was a good guy. He was a good guy. I think I more or less married him to get away from him because my mother was off. Remember her telling me, I was 20, I was 19, almost 20, I think I was 19, almost 20 when we got married. Remember her telling me, don't let her drive after dark. Does that tell you what kind of mother I had? Telling my husband, don't let her drive after dark.
Were you drinking at nighttime? Or was that just good?
No, she was just like that.
Right.
She bought me a car when I was 17, but wouldn't allow me to drive after dark. Just her dumb shit. Always had something.
No, you didn't have eye problems? No, nothing like that?
No, it was just her.
Yeah.
Possessive.
Yeah.
Very controlling. Her nickname was the Warden. Throughout all my friends, the Warden.
It's my favorite character in For Honor.
Yeah. Well, you'd have had a ball with her.
Think so? You think she would ever jump on the stream?
No. Anyway, I think he was a good guy and I loved him, but I think it was more to get away from home. And things would have been okay, but his mother was very controlling. And it was like jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. And his brothers went out and drank a lot on their girlfriends and wives. And he didn't. And she used to always try to get him to go out and drink with his brothers and everything because she didn't like me. And she felt like he was being too possessed by me, and I wasn't being possessive. I didn't know what the hell the word meant. He just didn't want to do it. But she kept on so much that it just ended up causing us to have trouble. She didn't like me.
Well, she missed out. What did you learn most from your spouse being Papa?
Well, I never went out and did as much with my other husbands than I did with Pop. We traveled. So I got to travel and see a lot.
And what did that teach you about relationships? Or
Well, he was good at getting along. He kind of let me have the lead because we finished each other's sentences from day one. I mean, I would think of something and he would say it. He'd think of something and I would say it. We were like that right to the very end of our relationship. I mean, even, now he can't, but we just got along from day one. He more or less let me have my way about everything. What was there to argue about? Because he always agreed with whatever I thought.
yeah,
We were that much alike.
I wouldn't want to argue with you either. Hey, look, you're a tough nut to crack.
Oh, yeah.
You're a tough nut to crack.
Do you hear this? Do you guys just hear this? Do you think I'm tough?
What do you admire most about your spouse?
About myself?
Yeah, about your spouse.
about my spouse. He was a great husband. He's been a great husband, a great stepfather to my kids, and a great grandfather. Good person.
Good dude.
Very good person.
Best dude in the world. Love Papa, man. Let's see. Where did you go on your honeymoon?
Oh Lord, I can't remember back that far. You talk very. I don't know that we went any place. We traveled so much. I don't think. I think we had a trip lined up about a couple of weeks after we got married to a month with some friends to go out west, and we went all up through Canada, and then back around through this way. So more or less about a 2-week trip, and he had a truck camper. We have a motorhome now, but back then, my idea of roughing it was in the Ramada Inn in a suitcase, out of a suitcase. I had never been camping per se. He grew up with his family. They, at the time, camped in tents. No, I don't do tents. But he did have a really nice truck camper. And it was like, I thought, oh, this is so cute. It's going to be like playing house. Now, there are different size truck campers, and I do have to say, his truck camper was one of the large ones. But it was a truck camper, not a motorhome. And I thought that was just so cute. And so just to give me some experience, he thought, we went to, before we took the big 3-week trip that we took, he wanted to go up to, I think it was to Virginia, to Shenandoah Valley. Well, we were only gone for like 2 days. I mean, that's like a nothing. And we went up one day and we spent the next day feeding the deer, and, you know, I fixed dinner, whatever. I'd had chili or something. And after that, next day we're coming home. So everything was, I thought, gee, this is so cute. Until we went on the 3-week trip. And I remember asking him about a couple days into the trip, and I said, where do we take a shower? Not realizing the shower was in the bath, in where the commode was. You actually had to sit on the commode, shut the door, and there's your shower.
Yeah, 2 for 1.
Yeah, well, I said, you can take me to the nearest airport. Me and my kids are flying back to Maryland. But he calmed me down, and we dealt with it. But it wasn't long after that trip when we got back. Within a month, we had our first motorhome.
Right.
A 28-footer. Then we went to 33. Then we went to 35.
Ooh. Big pockets over here.
Oh, yeah.
She got money over here. Tell me about your wedding. What was that like?
That was neat. I gotta show you the thing. It was neat. We had the reception here at the house.
Ooh.
And it wasn't huge, but it was family and friends. And I'll show you pictures later. I came across the album, and it all went well. It went well. We talked to the pastor, you know, a couple days before, and one of his friends got this real old car, some kind of antique or something, and drove us to the wedding in that, or drove us away from the wedding in that. It was some kind of a weird sedan or something. Something that looked like it came out of Al Capone time. He'll show it to you. It's weird.
Okay. Probably had a Rolls Royce. How old were you when you got married? Remember, you first did when you were 21, right?
No, I was 21, almost 22 when I had your dad. I was 19.
19 when you got married.
19, yeah, almost 20.
What was the drinking age back then?
I don't know, I didn't drink. Same thing, 21, I didn't drink.
But you said you partied a lot.
I didn't say but that was back when I was like 25, to
Ah,
30.
gotcha. So as soon as you found out about alcohol,
I was about 25 when I started, I think, when I had my first drink. I didn't even know what a 7 and 7 was. 7 Up and 7
I didn't know that. I don't know what that is either. How did everyone feel about Pop Pop when y'all first got married?
Oh, they loved him. Everybody loved him. If they hadn't loved him, I wouldn't have married him. Everybody would have had to get along.
Right. How long did you date before you got engaged?
Well, I met him a year or two before. He was with his ex-wife. We were around a group of people, and him and his ex-wife never went out much. She did, but he never did. I remember meeting him barely, like about a year or two before him and her separated. And then they separated, and one of the nights that they separated, I had showed up there with my girlfriend, or to meet her there, Pat Davis. So Pat and I was sitting there talking, and she said, "You know, Ray, Fred and Judy separated." And I said, "Who's Fred and Judy?" And then she told. I said, "Oh yeah, okay." So I seen him, and girls were all over him. He was gorgeous. Girls were all over him. And she said, "Why don't you ask him to dance?" I said, "Pat, when's the last time you ever seen me have to ask anybody to dance?" I said, "I turn dances down because I'm tired. I've worked all day. Real estate again." And so, but I noticed, because I was young and pretty back then, what is that?
I don't know. It's a fruit fly just flying around
Where's
here.
your trash at?
It took it out. That's why I don't understand why it's here.
Anyway, well, they haven't followed it out the door yet.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed that about an hour after I was there, every time the music came on, they was all fighting over to dance with me. He was a good-looking guy, and he could dance. And so, but I noticed, after a while, every time that he got up to dance, when he came back, he moved up a seat. And moved up a seat. And the next thing I know, within an hour, he was sitting right next to me at the corner. And he was asking me to dance.
Good moga.
When I wouldn't dance with everybody else.
Right. Listen, that's a love story right there.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, 30-some years later.
38. Oh, well, we started that Thursday. And it was just before Mother's Day, the Mother's Day parade in May, because I was going to that, and I invited him to see if he wanted to go, and he said yes. And that was May. So we met and started dating right away in May, and we got married that December. June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 7 months, 7 months we were married. Now we've been married going on 37, going on 38 years. How you like that? I think I got it.
No, I see him. He's still creeping. Well, that's actually segues us into our next card. Did you ever beat your kids? I'm just kidding. That's not what it says. But did you?
Rarely. Maria tore Maria's ass up. I don't think I ever really spanked Jimmy much. Jim was, and Donna never, I don't think. Maria tore her ass up quite a bit, and I evidently didn't tear it up enough.
Good Lord have mercy. Ready?
Yes. Do what you gotta do.
What attracted you to your spouse?
He was sexy. He was hot.
What does that say? What are you showing?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you remember where you went on your first date with your spouse? After the dance floor. What was like y'all's first date?
Out for breakfast. Or dinner. Out for
The next morning?
No, we didn't spend the night together. Maybe about a couple. Well, really, it was the Main Street Festival.
Hey.
A couple days later, Main Street Festival. Yeah.
Love that. Ooh, okay. What was it? Well, I mean, we kind of know that one actually. Hold on. What were some of your most vivid memories with your friends in your 20s?
Do what?
What were some of your most vivid memories with your friends in your 20s?
Well, we'd go to picnics. We'd go to Patapsco State Park, and we'd all hike all around there. We'd go across that swinging bridge. We did stuff like that.
Right, when you weren't drinking. Screwdriver. I remember.
Snark.
Hey, listen, we all got a party phase. Come on, I'm just messing around.
Yeah.
And it says who you spent the most time with in your 20s. Was it your husband? Was it your friends?
Yeah. Well, mostly Jimmy.
My dad?
Yeah.
With your kid?
Yep, with Jimmy.
I love that. Who were your best friends in your early 20s? Do you have any of them around right now?
No, they pretty much all died off. Everybody, when I'm dying, nobody from my past gonna be able to come to my funeral.
Oh,
I'm out living all my so-called friends.
that's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's rough though. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Gotta be weird to feel.
Yeah, I've noticed that the ones that I was good friends with in school, that's why I don't go to my what do you call those things anymore? Those reunions.
Yeah.
Because the last one I went to was about 20 some years ago, and some of my best girlfriends weren't there anymore. They had passed away.
Yeah.
Carol Rowe. There is a Sharon Omahandra. She's still around, but she's way up in Frederick or something. She wanted to get together, but I never did get together with her. But there was another one too, and she had passed. So I'm thinking, God, and that was 20. That's 20 some years ago. So.
Well, long live the friends.
Huh?
I said long live the friends.
Yeah.
Did you serve in the military or have loved ones that served?
Yes, my son.
Yeah, there was a couple other people, wasn't it?
Well, my nephew, Ronnie Mabe, he served in the military, and
What about your uncles?
my dad's two brothers served in the army, but I didn't get to know them too well.
Right.
But mainly was my son. He was in the Navy.
Remember when I almost joined the Marines?
I know. I was upset about that. I'm glad you didn't do that.
I'd have been a good soldier.
I think so too. You drew pictures of guns from the time you were 10 years old.
That's because I played
His father just knew he was going to be in the military.
My
He
dad
could draw pictures of machine guns. What the hell 10-year-old knows the intricate things of a machine gun? I got pictures to this day look like the replicas.
Me and my dad used to always play Call of Duty, like Call of Duty 1, Call of Duty 2, and Call of Duty 3 before it was online. We used to go hard. I'd be so mad though because he would finish the campaign before I got home.
I'm not ready for another one of these.
Let me get you another one.
Yeah, give me a light one. Light color. I like it better than the dark.
Did you have any influential professors or mentors in college?
There was, well, not college, but there was this senior year, there was this one English teacher that I think had the hots for me. I swear. He looked at me with a certain look. It's like, you know, the look.
Yeah.
And he would just look at me a certain way that would just make me feel a little weird. And then after graduation, I guess a year or two later, I ran into him. I was coming out of a cafe as he was going in, and he stopped me and said, "Hey, you know, Daisy, yada yada yada."
Yeah.
And he was striking up a conversation. What are you looking at me like that for?
What do you mean? I'm calling Chris Hansen.
Oh, stop! You crazy man. Anyway, of course, then I was like then I was like maybe 21, 22, something like that. about 2 or 3 years out of high school, 21, 22. And
Go ahead. He's calling back. I've told you.
who's that?
Chris. It's Chris.
Chris who? I'm serious, who?
Have a seat. That Chris. You never seen the show? Dateline?
Would you stop it? Anyway, and I could tell he was wanting, he had never gotten married. And I'd already gotten married and was separated. Or had I even gotten married? Yeah, I don't know. Can't remember which. I think I was separated because it wasn't long. I didn't stay married to my first husband very long. Anyway, because like I said, I think it was to get out of the house. And so he was, asking me, hey, what you doing? Hey, where you live? And this, that, and the other. He was just asking too many questions. I kind of could tell that he was that close. If I'd have gave him a half an inch, he was ready to ask me out. He was basically feeling out to ask me out.
You were 17.
No. When I was in high school, he was looking at me like that when I was 18. In high school. 18, 19.
How old was this guy?
I don't know. He was a young teacher. He might have been in his middle to late 20s, but
I don't know about that, Grandma. Huh?
He definitely had the look in his eyes. I was pretty back then.
I'm not saying you weren't a beautiful young girl, but I'm just saying, chat, you feel me? What was your favorite subject to study?
Oh, Lord, problems of democracy.
Yeah.
I loved
Is that why you're a Republican? I'm just kidding. We ain't gonna talk about it. I'm just playing.
I'm a Republican. I was a Democrat till I realized that they were just a little too loose. I'm not a strong, hard-nosed Republican, but I'm not a loosey-goosey Democrat either. Yeah. Do you all see them shirts? We're voting for the felon. Better to vote for the felon than to vote for a dumbass. I'd rather vote for a felon than vote for a dumbass. Oh, God, poor old. But no, I didn't vote for Biden, and I'm not about to vote for him this time. I voted for Trump last time.
I have 2 cards left.
Really? We're done all that?
This one or this one?
Do them both.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying which one first.
Well, then do that one first, then.
You just hurt me a little bit.
I'm going to hurt you. Really.
I have sensitive bones. I have sensitive bones. You know this. Did you attend any school or training after high school?
Yes. Hairdressing. Well, I took some college courses, but I became a hairdresser.
Yeah.
Beautician, rather. And I also got my extra hours to where I could have been a manager. You had to do 1,000 hours to become a beautician. You had to do an extra 500 hours to be able to be licensed as a manager of a beauty salon. And I went the extra 5 hours in case it ever came up in the future that I had wanted to be a manager, which I didn't. And then after that, the time I hit my late 30s, early 40s, I became a real estate agent. And I did very well. I passed my bar.
Yeah.
The bar. I passed both of them within the 90s. First time.
That'd be Grandma in the chat. I'm actually glad you picked this one because this last one says, what was your favorite part of parenthood?
My kids. My children. Especially Jimmy. I loved all 3 of my children. Loved all 3 of them. It was just something about having a boy that seemed to be the closest coming up. My girls, they were great. I have my oldest daughter. She's a sweetheart. She calls me every week. What kind of fish she having?
She's dreaming right now. That's why.
She's dreaming?
She's a loud
Dreaming
sleeper.
how like she's eating something in her dreams.
She snores so loud. When I tell you, I
I've heard her.
It's rough.
It's
rough.
like a boar. She sounds like a boar. But no, my kids and holidays. I liked it to where I could do things with them that I couldn't have done with me when I was coming up. So I kind of enjoyed having it for them. Yep, it was the kids.
We finished this kind of early, so I think a good way to wrap it up. You okay there?
That thing is flying in my face. Almost flew up my nose.
Good, good, good. Okay, listen. All right, you want me to just? I'll make a flamethrower if you want.
All right, what time is it?
No, we got time. So that's what I was saying. Did you?
Another hour?
Well, you don't gotta stay the whole hour, but I was saying.
No, I'm just saying we wrapped that up in an hour. Wow.
I think we got our flow back down. Like that was the first time we did it the other day, but now we got hit a flow state. I was gonna say though, Chad, if you wanted to ask her some questions, get a little Q&A.
Follow-ups?
Yeah. Bring Grandma some snacks. Grandma, do you want some snacks?
No.
You sure?
I have snacked enough today.
I have a horse sandwich in the fridge.
No.
Why'd you do that? In front of all my friends. It's embarrassing, Grandma.
Don't you dare give me a wet willy. Where did that come from, a wet willy? Who names shit like that?
Grandma, would you run for president?
Hell no.
If you had the option to right now and you know that you could get at least a decent amount of votes, would you do it?
No way.
Why not?
Because they want to crawl up your ass and look for trouble.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't have to get to my ass before they'd find trouble. I don't want everybody to know my business. I just hope I know I've been a decent person.
Yeah.
I don't remember doing anything horribly bad. Have I done things I shouldn't have done? Yes. Have I done things, but I've done more than I should have done and everything. And I just hope our God has a sense of humor. If you don't have a simple sense of humor, I am so screwed.
Real stuff. I remember you used to take me robbing, and I didn't even realize we were doing it. I was too young.
Jesse, if you don't sit there and stop lying, he is lying. Where's the camera? He is lying. I've never stole anything, Jesse. Stop it.
He used to do this little old, like, kid in the carriage thing, like,
Do you know they're going to believe you? If you don't shut up, I'm going to start saying stuff that you ain't going to want me to say.
What have you... Oh, yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Fair enough?
I mean, all right.
Fair enough?
All right.
You crazy person. Robin, that is not true. What did you think of that debate? Did you see that debate? I swear to God. I have a husband that has dementia. And I remember my husband a year ago being just like Biden is now. Not being able to finish a sentence or getting things on. That man has dementia. He's got early stage dementia. The only reason he shows any kind of strength is they shoot him up with something. When he makes a speech and he's more normal sounding, they have shot him up with something before he's on stage making that speech. But there was a guy, a doctor or something, before they did that thing, that debate, that wanted to check him before he went in and check him when he came out to see if they had given him anything. And evidently, they couldn't do it. Or if they did, it wasn't working and didn't get caught. There's no way. I mean, and on other things he's done throughout the year, and he wanders off and turns around and looks, and everybody else is looking this way, and he's turning around looking at a blank wall. I mean, I think it's almost like elder abuse, the way he's being handled. I mean, he's that far gone, and he is only there because you've got his wife for one, and all the other ones that are around don't want to admit this man's got these mental issues and want to stay in power, but they're doing it from the outside in. It's not coming from him. It's coming from other people that want to keep him in power and use him as a puppet. And it's his wife is one of them. After that debate, I think it was like a day or two later, he was on stage getting ready to talk to people. And she's sitting there saying, "You did so good. You did so good." She said, "You answered every question." Oh, what's she talking to, a freaking 5-year-old? She's talking to a man that's right now still got the position of a president of the United States. And she's saying to him in front of everybody, "You did so good. You answered every question." No, he didn't. He wandered off. But she's praising him like he's a child that did something good. That's sad. They're using that man like a puppet.
We have to get like guests in here.
Oh, listen, Maggie, Grandma, from all my heart, I hope you know that you are really a great person and you have no idea how great and beautiful and cool and funny you are. You know, I really don't know. Everybody says I am. Thank you, Maggie. You're a sweetheart for saying that.
No, Xander, this ain't. It's just, we were just chatting up a little bit. Yo, Frey, yo, thank you for the 100 bits. Fake Chuck Base, thank you for the 100 bits. Mucho Dinero, thank you for the 200. Excuse me, I got the hickam up. Oh, and thank you for the extra 100 of fake Chuck Bass. W bits in the chat. Thank y'all so much.
Oh, Benzel, is this your first time catching the stream? Well, surprise! Hang on, baby. It's going to get worse, crazier than this.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah. I don't know about it. I believe there's life on other planets.
Well, that's
There have been too many things. There's been too many things pilots flying have seen that is out there. Pilots flying have seen shit. This has been going on for years. So with the universe we got, just in our universe alone, you're talking hundreds and thousands, and there's many other universes out there. I believe there's other people. Now, are they like us? I don't know. Do they have 4 eyes, 2 eyes, 5 eyes? I don't know. They could be like us, they could not, but I do believe there are other lives, living beings on other planets. Yes, I do believe that. There's been too much shit that people have seen that everybody's keeping under wraps. I really think it is.
You know, it's a theory that falls in my head sometimes, is what if we're kind of going backwards in the planets? You know how Elon has this whole Mars vision? Like, well, what if, I mean, this is crazy, but like, what if at one point human civilization had a presence on Mercury or Venus, and they had to go backwards because maybe the planets are heating up over thousands and thousands of years? And, you know, maybe in the travel to Earth, a lot of the technology got wiped. I don't know.
Well, let me say this. I do believe in God. I do believe that he said Adam and Eve and all that, and that's all fine, well, and good. But when you go back thousands upon thousands of years, and you see this architecture that was done, and there was no machinery or anything to do it, to lift these huge blocks,
Right.
these huge things to make these towns that now no one's living in them, but used to live in them. I mean, all over the world. Who did that? It damn sure wasn't Adam and Eve. And it couldn't have been done by normal human beings as we know it. Human beings as we know it. It's had to be from somebody else that came from another planet in another time, and they dwelled here, and they did this, they did that, and either died off or they went off into the high blue yonder. But it wasn't done by the human beings here as we know it. Think about it.
Yeah, I was thinking like, how did you know to build a pyramid? Did you go on YouTube or something? You know what I mean?
Even before the pyramids, I can't think of the name of the things right offhand, but there have been other structures that have been built, and the structures that were built so precise and blocks so huge that nothing could humanly, there was no machinery at that time as we know it that could have lifted those blocks and built that stuff so accurately.
Yeah. Well,
Who the hell did it? We're talking
well,
5, 6, 7,000 years ago. How do they know it was 5, 6, 7?
yeah. You know my theory? I think that they had really good looking girls watching the guys build the pyramids, so they worked harder.
I think you need to go back to bed and wake up again tomorrow.
Listen, guys, listen. My girls watching, guys, listen. My fellas know. You ever seen a?
I'm
No.
going to talk to you. You're going to talk to a paper asshole is what you're doing. That's exactly
Just saying.
Saying my ass.
When the girls are watching, I work a little bit harder.
Yeah, well, have a happy. I don't believe you.
It's not.
I'm talking serious and you're talking crazy shit.
I think it. Listen. I think I might be onto something here.
Oh, you're onto something, all right. You know what? Bullshit's what you're doing. You're just making fun of me is what you're doing.
No, I'm not. I'm telling you, if you had 10,000 guys working on a pyramid and you just had 5 girls watching them do it, them 10,000 guys are gonna feel like 20,000.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to tell you, fellas. What if you've been playing sports before, and then the girls watching you while you're playing sports? Shit.
I once saved
Better go catch that
from
ball.
a burning building because the black were watching. This guy said he saved the whole family from a burning building. Who deleted my message, bro? It's a theory that we can talk about. What was your message, baby, that got deleted? I didn't delete anything.
Could have been a ghost. You know what I think? To be honest, I think the Baltimore Ravens built the pyramids.
Will you shut up and don't talk to me? Don't talk to me. You're talking too crazy now. You start reacting. I think aliens have soft lips. What the fuck is he talking? What the hell? I think aliens have soft lips.
Yeah, okay. Who said
Maggie.
Right, who said that, bro?
Maggie,
What's wrong with you, Maggie?
I think aliens have soft lips. Then Jessica says, nah, if a pretty girl watches, they usually, and then blank, 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 blank.
I'm just saying. It could be. It could be, Grandma. Just see Ray Lewis just taking a big stone block and just throwing it to the top.
Don't touch me.
Don't touch him?
Yes.
Is that your boundary now?
Oh, I'm going to come up with boundaries you have no idea. Love the Ravens. Okay. Grandma, what do you remember? Grandma, what do you remember? 9/11, yeah. Well, I'll tell you about 9/11. Pop, my husband Fred, and my dad, we had been on a trip. And we had been out for about 2 or 3 weeks in the camper, traveling around. And we stopped at a campground in Virginia. One last campground we stopped at, and we were going to be coming through Washington, D.C., and coming on back home to Howard County. So we're in this campground and we're out around the campfire. It was around about 8 o'clock, 8:30. You know that time. And we're having coffee. And what is those guys that come by the campground? What the hell are they called? I don't know. One of the workers there came by and said, "Did you hear what happened?" And I said, "What?" Because I didn't have the TV on. We were outside around the campfire. A ranger came by. That's what. Ranger. He said, "Did you guys hear what happened?" And we said, "No, what?" He said, "A plane run into one of the towers in New York." I said, "One of the twin towers." And I said, "Wow." Well, we were ready to get in the camper and wrap things up and get in there and leave to come home anyhow. We were going to come through Washington and on down. And so it took us about 20 minutes to half an hour to get our stuff back in the camper and wrap things up and get on the road. About that time, we had turned on our radio in the camper, and we're going down the road. Like 5 minutes later, we hear that there had been a second plane. Because we're talking about the first one, and I said, "God must have had a heart attack, or maybe the plane malfunctioned." I said, "That's terrible. You know, they hit one of the twin towers." That was after what the ranger told us. Like I said, about 20 minutes after later, we're in the camper, we come down the road, turn on the radio, and we hear that a second plane hit. I looked at my husband, I said, "That don't pass the sniff test."
Chat, I was not driving the plane. Sorry.
I said, "That don't pass the sniff test." I said, "One hit, that's one thing. A second one is hit within 15, 20 minutes later." I said, "Something's going on." I said, that don't sound right." And so, needless to say, we did not go through DC. We went around. We were going to cut through DC and take about 20 minutes to half an hour off our trip home. We didn't do that then. I said, "Washington's going to be crazy. Let's go around and go home." So we did. And by the time we got home and listened to it on the radio, we turned on the TV and all, it was a mess. And that was it. I said, the shit has hit the fan.
Yeah, but long live all the people that lost their lives on 9/11.
And get this, one guy, he was going to go to work that day, but one of his buddies called him and talked him into coming out and going golfing. So he called into work and said that he was not going to be in. So he met his buddies out at the golf course, and they were golfing. Well, of course, his wife's at work, wherever, another place, and she hears what happens, so she thinks her husband's in the towers. He would have been dead had he been in that tower that day, because he was on one of them higher up floors. She was in a panic because she thought her husband was in there when she found out that he was on a golf course. That just goes to show you, it ain't your time to go. It ain't your time to go. What the fluke is that?
Shout out to the fire and rescue. Shout out to all them people, man. Chat, I'm gonna no, for real though, cause like I'll try to get into a server and they won't let me because they've seen the videos. So I gotta behave myself.
No, I have never been in a jail cell.
You have.
I have never been in a jail cell.
You got booked for an attempt murder back in 09.
What?
Back in 09, remember?
Would you quit talking shit like this to live chat?
Ow.
If you don't start talking right, I'm not going to come in here and play with you no more. Shit got shit just... Don't touch me. Stop. Next one's going to be a... No, I've never been to jail, so it scared me to death.
Hmm. Grandma, do you like punishing blinks?
No.
It's not true. You should see what I saw in her room the other day.
What the hell? Just don't start lying about shit.
It's called. Listen. It's a list that has WL at the top, and I didn't know what WL meant, so I went into her text messages. Turns out she's been messaging her friend about a whooping list, and she puts tallies
That is
under
the
it.
biggest
I swear to
crock of
God.
shit
I swear to
that
God, she
man-
had tallies.
Don't believe this
She had
shit.
tallies of every time she put that wooden spoon on me, chap. Fly swatter. That was one of her favorites. There was never a fly in the house. I gotta go to the bathroom again. Golly.
I would be the boss of a prison, Jeff. Harley's okay. I'm starting to warm up to him a little bit. He's still coming at me like, well, you can't play with him without him wanting to just overdo it. I'm not used to a dog being so strong. I mean, he comes at you and it's a puppy. He's 7 months old. He's only playing. But I can't be standing near a set of steps when he comes to run at me. Because he would knock me down the steps. That's how strong that dog is. And I'm going to be thinking he's going to get bigger or heavier. And oh Lord. But he wants me to scratch him and wants to love on me, and he can hardly wait to get to me now. I mean, but he'll look over his shoulder to see if Jesse's coming. He's funny. She's funny. They said I'd be a good boss in a prison.
Oh, correctional officer?
Yes, that's how do I like Harvey. We're getting there. We're getting to be besties.
Yo, look at the cup she got me, y'all. Isn't that awesome?
Hot dogs and hamburgers. I like them both. Hey, whooping this. Don't pay attention to him. He's talking bullshit.
What'd you say?
I told him not to pay no attention to you.
Why?
Give him a two-piece, Grandma.
You know what that is?
I have no idea.
It's a left right.
Oh God!
Come on, I'll let you do it on the shoulder. Go ahead, get a little two-piece
I'm
out.
reading here. Getting Grandma. I used to get the wooden spoon. I saw Grandma dragging a big black bag into your.
What? Grandma was doing a what?
Buttery Eaters too said I saw Grandma dragging a big black bag into your basement. You guys are terrible. Oh my God.
What else did you see?
That was enough right there. Redeemed Hollywood. Redeemed my 200. What is 200? Okay.
Yo, Sky, thank you for the follow. Irving, thank you for the follow. Fake Chuck base.
Cannot be on Grandma's whooping list. What is wrong with you, Jessica? You kinky thing. Now she's adding 5 more marks on that list. Black fly will bite you.
Yo, speaking of
What's a chancellor?
what's that?
Chancellor. Have you ever used a chancellor on your grandson? I don't know what it is.
A chancleta?
No, it's CHANC.
A chancla? Is that a sandal?
Maybe that's what that is. No, I haven't.
And she used to take a 2x4. We used to go to Home Depot. She would make me pick out a piece of wood. And I had to load it into the car.
So funny. How do y'all like this cup I got him?
Don't try to
How
avoid
tall
that.
was Jesse's dad? 6'2".
Yeah, I don't know why he couldn't have passed the 6-foot gene to me, but, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, Jess wants to give you a big kiss and a hug, Grandma. Metal Muff, thank you. Clocked into work right now, and online coworkers are nitpicking the same piece of my work and we're about to tweak out. Jesse, stop. No, I can't. I used to quit in my day, but no. I front flips her.
Grandma, I got a question.
What?
If someone gifted 10 subs right now, would you attempt a backflip?
No,
Would you help me?
no.
Grandma, there's no food in our fridge.
Just
I'm just kidding. That's food, chat. Just kidding.
I can't even get a dog turn in that fridge. We have got 2 bags of fried chicken, half of a pizza, 4 pounds of ground beef, a bag of chicken, 2 bags of chicken, another bag of cut up chicken to put on a different meal.
Horse.
No. Jesus Christ, and then other stuff. No food.
We have expired barbecue sauce.
We do not.
I think we do.
I'm not talking to you. Honey, I would wish I could come to your prom. I would love to do that for you. I guarantee you I'd be the hottest date there. I don't mean that in a way like, you know. I just mean I'd have everybody laughing.
I should do an IRL stream with Keanu Reeves. Buddy, I ain't gonna lie. Keanu Reeves is an actor I really want to meet because out of all the interviews I see these celebrities do, he always seems super down to earth.
The man travels on, what is it?
The bus, the train.
The train. Or the, no, not the train. What's the other
Subway, maybe.
Subway.
Yeah.
And he'll give his seat up, and they don't even realize who he is. He'll give his seat up to whoever's around that would need a seat, like an elderly or pregnant, and why is those things open? You ought to close them.
No, but I definitely would want to. If there's any celebrity I'd want to meet, it's Keanu
They
Reeves.
say he is so awesome, and he gives away millions to charity.
That's what I want to do. That'd be really cool. That'd be a good feeling.
Grandma, the cartel wanted to thank you for what you did in the Chihuahua.
Oh, my?
I have no idea.
Chat. What other questions you got for Grandmama Dukes?
Yep, I only got 4 minutes left.
KTG, thank you for the 100 bits, bro. Thank you for the extra 100. Thanks, man. 6, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you.
Well, to tell you the truth, I had 2 dates for the prom. And I'll wrap it up after this.
Fine.
Back in the day, we had Howard High School, and we had Glenelg, and they were our we were arch rivals against each other. We were the ones, and they had a football team. We had a great football team, and we had a bull call that we named Elgard, which is part of Glenelg's name and part of Howard's name, and we named it Elgard. And each time, back and forth between football and baseball, whoever won between the two schools got him to keep him for that to the next thing came up, like football or baseball. It didn't get passed for any other sports, just those two. We got him more than they got him, but they still got him some. It was a big deal to where the Howard County girls, it was like a forbidden thing. The boys for Howard High did not want you talking. Their girls talking to any of the boys from Glenelg. Well, that's their worst mistake, saying they didn't want us talking to anybody. Well, I was the only one out of the group that had a car. So we were, 17, 18 in our senior year. So we went up to a football game at Glenelg, and we'd be on the bleachers and we'd watch them practicing and everything. And these guys were so big and muscular. Glenelg was more of a in a farm type area. And these guys, we'd always make jokes and say they looked like they just got off a tractor from working in a field and put on a football uniform and came down because I mean they were built like this.
Right.
Our guys were built but not like this. Anyway, we played damn good football because our guys could run faster with less muscles. Anyway.
That'll work.
So there was a couple of them that was flipping around with me. And of course, we were flirting with them too. We weren't even supposed to be up there. If the Howard County boys knew that we were up there, it wasn't Howard County school they were playing against when we went to the game. Anyway, so it was a practice thing, I think. And so this one came over to me and we got to talking and everything. And of course, the prom was coming close. And he said to me, so he invited me to their prom. Well, the girls lost it. They couldn't believe because they was hoping somebody would ask them. I was the only one out of the bunch who got asked to their prom. And of course, you know me, I'm going, yeah, okay. I already had a date for our prom. It was a guy I was seeing, not dating, but I was seeing him. And he asked me to go to our prom, and I'd already said yes. But I couldn't turn this guy down because just the thought of being the, the forbidden thing, going with the Glenelg guy to their prom. Anyway, so I set it up to where I could go, and the guy, I saw the house. I drove up there, and my God, the house was gorgeous and everything. And so I think I picked him up. He had a car, but I picked him up in mine because I insisted I wanted to drive because I had my plans. I was not going to stay. So I wasn't going to get caught up in his car. So we went to the prom. We weren't there more than about an hour. And I got this horrible headache. And I said, I've got to go because my head's just killing me. No, I had to get my ass back to my house to meet the guy that I was going to my prom with. I feel bad. I ruined his prom.
Mm.
I wouldn't have done it again. But, when you're young, 18, you don't think about shit like you should. And so here was his senior prom, and I stayed there about an hour and a half tops. I mean, it hadn't even got started good yet. And I got this headache, and I had to go. So I took him, and I dropped him off at his house, and I hauled ass back to my house. And I'm going up this long, winding driveway we had. And just as I did, here comes the guy out from my front door that I was coming to meet me to take me to my prom. I just made it in time. Where you been on? Oh, I had some errands to run like, and here I am already dressed to go to my prom. So I had 2 prom days. But I feel bad I did that to that guy, but
Hey, we live and we learn.
It
is what it is. You live and you learn. Ooh, my googa mooga. Man, I love when grandma comes on the stream, chops it up with y'all, man. You guys are so nice to grandma.